Good afternoon, my dear students. I will conclude Unit 2 of Indian Economic Development. Today, I am concluding lecture explanation session, and I am taking today's topic as Impact of New Economic Policy 1991 on Industry. A brief introduction. New economic policy was introduced in the year 1991 by Dr. Manmohan Singh, the finance minister of P.V. Narasimha Rao led Congress government. This policy was introduced to save Indian economy from the foreign exchange crisis of 90s. New economic policy aims at transforming the Indian economy into a well-developed modern economy. This policy has remarkable achievement in terms of GDP growth and foreign exchange reserve accumulation. However, the performance of the industrial sector was not as such as it was expected. So let us discuss the matter in detail. Here, we compile a data relating to industry. The data shows share of industry to gross domestic product in percent. The first row, it represents year. This year is categorically divided into 4 different periods. The first period, it starts from 1980 and ends at 1991. This is the first period, and the second period is 1992 to 2001, and the third period is 2002 to 2007, and the fourth period is represented by 2007 to 2012, and the second row is represented by industry. Here different data relating to industries are seen. Here in the first period, that is in the year 1980 to 91, the data of industry is 7.1% of the GDP. And in the second period, that is year 1992 to 2001, the GDP represented by this industry is 6.3%, and the third period, that is in the year 2002 to 2007, in this period the contribution of industry to GDP rises to 9.4%. However, it was previously declined to 6.3. In from this third period, it rises to 9.4. Here it is a remarkable achievement. And let us see in the fourth period, here it declines. It declines to 7.4. In the fourth period, that is 2007 to 2012, the contribution of industry to GDP, it declines to 7.4. From this character of data, we can say that the data relating to industry, it is fluctuated, it rises, it decreases, fluctuation is there. So this is not a good symbol. So here the fluctuating situation we find, and the same data relating to industry is represented graphically in this picture. Here the share of industry to GDP in percent, here it is represented by bar diagram. Here different colors were used. The first one, yellow, it is represented by the year 1980 to 91, that is the first period. And the second one is blue color, and this is represented by the second period, that is the year 1992 to 2001. And the third one is red in color, and this red color represents the year period 2002 to 2007. And the last, the fourth period, it is represented by green. It has 2007 to 2012 as is year period. Now these 4 different periods were categorically divided, and they represent different years: yellow, blue, red, and green. Here let us see what this data shows us. At the very outset, let us pick up this yellow, represented the first period. Here the share of industry to GDP is 7.1. And the next, the blue color, it represents the share of industry to GDP as 6.3. And the third, the red one, it represents the share of industry to GDP as 9.4%. And the fourth, it is 7.4%. This shows the share of industry to GDP in terms of percent. From this, we see the characteristic feature that it first it is 7.1, it declines to 6.3, and it rises to 9.4, and again it declines to 7.4. Here we do not see any stability, so there it is fluctuation, though this fluctuation nature of the data shows the industrial instability in growth. So this is not a good symbol. From the above data, it can be drawn that there is fluctuation in industrial growth. Situations that causes fluctuation in industrial growth. Let us discuss in detail. Industrial growth has slowed down because of the following scenario. Number one, free movement of goods and services. Free movement of goods and services from foreign countries adversely affects the local industries. Second, local challenges from foreign goods. Local industries find it difficult to face the challenges of price and quality. Let me repeat, price and quality of foreign goods. They find it very difficult to face the challenges. Thirdly, decrease in demand for domestic industrial products. It leads to decrease in demand for domestic industrial products as foreign goods were coming to the domestic market. The domestic farmers, the domestic producers, the domestic industrialists could not compete with those foreign goods. Point number 4, inability of access to markets of developed countries. India still does not have access to markets of developed countries due to high non-tariff barriers. So let us discuss these 4 different scenarios in detail. Akoi maitai ronda muk haiba point mari ise yungtang explain tauge. Akoi na hana khangi baduni. Akoi gi 1991 da pusallaiba new economic policy sina akoi gi adugumba akoi free flow of goods and services. Akoi miram dagi pot mayam pusalakoi hali. Aduga loina na akoi gi pot sing sisu akoi miram da thadopoi khudong chawdo lehelli. Aduna akoi gi free flow pot pusalakpa pot puthokiba export import si hanadi akoi gi tongan makhan gi restriction mayam thamaga akoi athingwa mayam lerami mapan gi lamdagi pot mayam import tawrappa matamda akoi gi import duty na singba adagi quantitative restriction na singba mayam thamjinduna miramdagi pot pusalakpa matamda athingwa mayam thamduna koi domestic ki lairiba aduguma industrial production si puthokna bagi hena production hangar hanna bagi adugum khudong chaw mayam pirami adubu anauba new economic policy lakpadagi di globalization gi adugumba ihun adu sangatuna koi gi pot laiba yonba pusallakpa khudimak free oiba hori haiba akoi gi free flow of goods and services masina maram oiduna akoi gi domestic industry singsida yamna chauba chaitheng ama piba hori madugi mongdu akoi gi scenario mari sida akoi mamang gida akoi gi phajana haigre ahan bada akoi na palliba phibam ji kai na hai matamda akoi gi foreign gi pot mayama akoi gi iramdam sida akoi changsalakwa hoi habni foreign gi pochai mayam sidi akoi gi moisi tasengna quality makhoi gi phabagi chang asi akoi gi India gi adugum puthoiba industrial production ga yengba matamda yamna heli khudam oina hai kanda akoi gi Japan gi Sony TV ga India da saraga puthoba Beltec TV ga akoi compete tawba ngamoi kari gi akoi Sony TV di magi technology da tongan makhan gi magi adugumba technique mayam sinaraga magi material magi technology hiram khudimmakta akoi India gi Beltec India na sawa Beltec TV na singba singsidagi Sony gi sine heli aduna ne ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯏꯕ ꯏꯟꯗꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯌꯦꯜ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯅ ꯗꯣꯃꯦꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇꯁꯨ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯦ, ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯟ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇꯁꯨ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯦ. ꯃꯤꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯒꯨꯗꯁ ꯑꯦꯟड ꯁꯔꯚꯤꯁꯦꯁ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯁꯤꯅ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯒꯨꯗꯁ ꯑꯦꯟड ꯁꯔꯚꯤꯁꯦꯁ ꯃꯌꯥꯝꯗꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯇꯦꯛꯅꯤꯀꯦꯜꯂꯤ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯑꯦꯗꯚꯥꯟꯁ ꯑꯣꯏꯕ ꯍꯦꯜꯂꯤ, ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯁꯇꯁꯨ ꯍꯦꯟꯅ ꯍꯣꯡꯅ ꯊꯥꯗꯣꯛꯄ ꯉꯝꯃꯤ. ꯃꯁꯤꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯔꯒ ꯗꯣꯃꯦꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯑꯃꯁꯨꯡ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯟ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯁꯤꯡ ꯑꯁꯤꯅ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯗꯨꯅ ꯏꯟꯗꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯤꯡꯅ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯒꯤ ꯃꯔꯥꯏ ꯆꯥꯏꯊꯔꯛꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯄꯣꯠꯊꯣꯛ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯄ ꯍꯟꯊꯔꯛꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯈꯤ. ꯇꯁꯦꯡꯅ ꯒ꯭ꯂꯣꯕꯦꯂꯥꯏꯖꯦꯁꯟꯁꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯁꯤꯡꯁꯤꯒ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯉꯝꯃꯒꯗꯤ ꯑꯩꯈꯣꯏꯗ ꯀꯥꯟꯅꯕ ꯑꯣꯏꯖꯕ ꯃꯌꯥꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯐꯪꯉꯤ. ꯑꯗꯨꯕꯨ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯁꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯁꯤꯡꯗꯤ ꯏꯟ ꯇꯥꯔꯝꯁ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯀ꯭ꯋꯥꯂꯤꯇꯤ, ꯏꯟ ꯇꯥꯔꯝꯁ ꯑꯣꯐ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯥꯏꯁ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕ ꯉꯝꯗꯕꯅ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯣꯏꯗꯨꯅ ꯍꯥꯏꯔꯤꯕ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯃꯈꯣꯏ ꯄꯣꯠ ꯄꯨꯊꯣꯛꯄꯁꯨ ꯉꯝꯗ꯭ꯔꯦ, ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯗꯣꯃꯦꯁꯇꯤꯛ ꯃꯥꯔꯀꯦꯠꯇ ꯑꯗꯨꯒ ꯐꯣꯔꯦꯟꯒꯤ ꯒꯨꯗꯁꯤꯡꯗꯨ ꯀꯝꯄꯤꯠ ꯇꯧꯕꯁꯨ ꯉꯝꯗꯕ ꯃꯔꯝꯅ ꯃꯈꯣꯏꯅ ꯑꯗꯨꯒꯨꯝꯕ ꯄ꯭ꯔꯗꯛꯁꯟꯗ ꯍꯟꯊꯔꯛꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯃꯥꯒꯤ ꯏꯟꯗꯤꯌꯥꯒꯤ GDP ꯀꯟꯇ꯭ꯔꯤꯕ꯭ꯌꯨꯁꯟꯗ ꯍꯟꯊꯔꯛꯅꯕꯒꯤ ꯑꯆꯧꯕ ꯃꯔꯝ ꯑꯃ ꯑꯣꯏꯈꯤ. So let us draw the conclusion. New economic policy 1991 has negative impact on industry. Industry da akhoi new economic policy 1991 sina adugumba achauba sapu ama achauba kanaba ma akhoi piba ngamkhide. So today's home assignment is give a critical assessment of industry during the reform period in India. Thank you for listening. See you again. Thank you.